Okay, welcome back. Now we are going to design the body of our page, okay, which has, as we saw in wireframe, which has starts with a hero section. And but before I start to design our page, I would like to talk about a little bit about again font related issue, which we call it a line height. Just let's have a quick look at the rules of line height, then come back and start our design. Okay, line height. Well, line height is actually very important for legibility of a text. The space between two lines are called line height. Okay, but how much line height we should consider for our text or heading, whatever, there is actually a rule or a standard. Your line height should be 115 to 150% of the font size. For example, you can see this text. The font size of this text is 52 pixel. I decided that 120%, the number between 115 to 150, the 120 pixels line height is perfectly fine, and it looks very good for my font. So 52 pixel is the size of this font for this text, and I choose 120%, which is 62.4 pixels. It means the line height I should set is 62.4 pixels. Of course, the line height, it is actually a floating number between 115 to 150%, and it depends on your font size and font family. So when you are actually setting the line height, you should consider font size and font family. For example, if your font size is huge, like 52 pixel, which is for heading, actually for headings, the line height, the lines should be closer together so you don't read it as a separate lines. Okay, but when your text is actually small, the line height should be actually a little bit more, so people can read it easily. Now let's go and see in practice what line height is and how to set it in Elementor, and let's start our design, continue our design actually. Thank you. Okay, this is actually the hero section of our web page. And let's start from this heading. This one is H1, and before start actually design this, let me show you the styles. Okay, so this is 5.2 RAM. It means that it is 52 pixels based on our calculation, okay, according to 62.5%. I just want to remind you so you don't confuse if you are following this video, this course from middle, or just watching this section. Just please go back and check the font size section, because we did a trick that you need to do the trick so you understand 5.2 is actually 52 pixels. Okay, so 52 pixels. Based on our calculations, I decided that 52 pixels, the line height should be actually 62.4. Yes, 62.4 or 62.4 pixels. This is actually 120% of 52 pixels. So this is how you calculate line height. Okay. And actually, of course, it is very important. Never forget that line height has a very, very important impact on your text legibility. Too much space between the lines feels like they are separated. They are not one line of the text. And too much a little space between lines makes people confused. and very hard to see and read the text. So you need to come to a very good number for your line height based on the law of 115 to 150% and according to your font size and font family. Okay, the hero section of your website is actually the first section that people will visit when come to your website. So it is very important that you actually put an exciting, actually kind of beautiful, exciting picture in your heading or whatever you want. For example, if you are selling something, even if you are selling something, you can put your product's picture in the headings, and many websites are doing this, but there are some rules that you should pay attention while making your actually hero section. First of all, I've seen so many scuba dive websites. I'm talking about scuba dive websites and many other websites, many other different types of websites that still use slides for their actually hero section. Well, this is not a good practice anymore. You know, people do not have time to stop and to see all of your styles. They do not do it. So forget about the slides, you know, and it impacts the web page performance negatively, and it reduces the page loading speed. You know, it triggers many problems actually if you are using slides, especially if you are using slides using pictures, using pictures with different sizes and big size pictures, and it really impact your web page performance negatively. So try to use as much as possible, try to use a static picture and with less objects. I mean, a picture should be clear and have less objects as much as possible, okay? Because for example, just imagine I put this heading 1 here, H1, we teach you how to dive and explore the oceans. Just imagine this picture behind this would be a very actually, how to say, crowded picture, like many objects in the picture and many colors, so the text wouldn't be actually visible and legible. But now, as you can see, picture is very simple, very happy actually, and it's very inspiring, and there is only few objects. This lady and the island there, the ocean, the sky, that's it. It's very clean and clear. So try to choose a picture that your text is visible on this picture. Otherwise it has a negative impact on your SEO if the text is not visible. Okay, now let's start to designing. Okay, how did I design this hero section? It's very simple. I am a simplistic designer actually, so it's very simple. You just make a section, you come to the web page, your index home page, just make this section. As you can see, I have a section here, and there is only one widget. So I make section horizontal. Let's see what are the settings. Okay, first of all, before anything else, I just remembered, and it's very important. I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you. Just go back to your header and change this width from 1114 to 114 rem, because we have decided to set everything in rem. It's going to be more responsive. Just change it, okay? And it's exactly the same number as the Elementor default font width number, just in rem, which is more responsive. Okay, this one again, let's change it. It's not. Okay, this is the default width of a section in Elementor 1140. I'm gonna change it to RAM, so based on our calculation will be 140, right? 140 RAM multiply by 10, it's going to give us 1140. Okay, just make a section with 1140 RAM, 140 RAM, and as you can see, I put the min height to 80 VH. What is this VH? VH means viewport height. Whatever you see in the window of your Explorer, call viewport, okay? This one is a viewport, for example. This one is a viewport. Whatever you see through the Explorer window is a viewport. So 80%, 80 VH means that the size, the height of this section should be 80% of my viewport height, whatever it is. It can be on mobile, it can be on a laptop, it can be on a huge desktop computer. It doesn't matter. With a big monitor, it doesn't matter. Okay, so just 80% of the viewport should be at this section. So I'm going to apply this. Just go to VH. VH means viewport height, and 80 is actually 80%. Okay, 80%. And I have already, let me update this one. I have already set this header to, let's set this header. I have already done it in the prototype version. Sorry, not RAM, VH. Set it to 10% of viewport height. So now you have 10% in your header, and the hero section is 80%. So totally 90% of your viewport height will be header and this picture. Why not 100%? Because I want it's better not to cover all the page. Otherwise, some people might think, wow, okay, that's the end. Maybe it is only here. I mean, just speculations. Okay, just it should be 10%. 10% of the below of this section should be seen, that people say, oh, okay, there is more. You know what I mean? Okay, so 90% of the hero section and header is enough, is a good number, very good number. So let's design. And what did I do? I didn't put here an image widget. No, instead I put a background image on my section. Okay, so let's go to your section and go to Style tab and Background. Choose your image which you want to put it here. Let me find. You can use any image. Let me see which one is which. Okay, I think yes. Okay, this one is like 112K. It's 1000. Okay, I'm gonna choose this one. And never ever forget to fill these fields. Alt text, and image without an alt text is absolutely not acceptable. It is not acceptable because of the SEO issues, because search engine needs to know the alt text and screen readers. It really affects your accessibility. So always fill these areas. I select this. Now it's not actually all of it. We need to go and do the other setting. Image size, yes, I want to be shown full, and position I want center. Attachment, just put it default, which is and repeat, no repeat. Don't forget to actually set this no repeat, is important. But for size, let's see, if you say contain, that doesn't look good, because it exactly calculates actually it shows the exact same size of your picture, but you should always actually instead choose cover. You see, when you put cover, beautifully covers everything from left to right, from top to bottom. Okay, now it's time for our heading. Of course, for heading I use the heading widget, drag it here. Again, let me copy this text. I am lazy, I know, and you know already. Okay, I copy this text. Okay, this is my h1 before anything else, and since I'm here, go and change this to h1, this HTML tag. It is also very important, very important. So change this, because this is my heading actually, and this is my heading. The heading, the top heading should be h1. So you should set it to HTML tag, and hopefully Elementor let us to actually set these tags, which are very, very important. Don't forget h1. Okay, let's see now. As we are using Flexbox, again we are going to see a lot of powerful feature of Flexbox. So justify content, I put on start. You can put on center, which I do not recommend you. Okay, the era of centering text actually is over. We do not center text, not always. Okay, so start, and align items, I mean vertically, should be a start. No, I prefer center. And again, it's h1 as you saw. So let's do this. Let's go here, layout. It was center and it was start, right? So let's see. Yes, it was center and sorry, it was a start and center. Let's actually change the color to white, and to the heading one. Okay, but it doesn't look like this. You know, I don't want it from here to here, from left to right. So how can I change this? Well, actually, Elementor allows you to define the width of a widget. Okay, how do you define? Just click on the widget, go to advanced, and come here, width custom. Now I set to 56%. I think 56% of my of the parent element is quite fine. So I come here, I click on the widget, go to advanced, width custom 56. Whoa, exactly look like same. Not exactly, because as you can see, this section is a little bit darker. What is it? Of course, it is the background overlay. Okay, click on the section, go to style, and go to background overlay. Just let me see what number I put here. Let's go back here, style, background overlay. Yes, it is black, but of course not the actually pure black. The pure black would be something like that, right? It's 1% opacity. Yes, it's 1% opacity. You can play with this opacity, but we don't want dark picture. No, not for heading. It's not beautiful to put a very dark picture. So I go here and I choose the black color, which I haven't zero. Let me just quickly add this here, black. Okay, and opacity, of course, 1, right? Great, it looks exactly same, right? Oh, except something. And I tell you, it's because, yes, because it didn't apply. I want this not to be capitalized, so let's fix this one. Okay, Just don't forget that your heading shouldn't be actually capitalized. Okay, I just forgot to set it here. You can go to, by the way, when you save a style, you can go to global settings and change your styles. For example, you come here to heading. As you can see, I put it before to capitalize, but I don't want be capitalized. I want be default, which is normal one. Because if you put just normal one, that just the first letter of the sentence capitalized, it looks normal. It looks actually a normal text. But capitalizing all the words is not actually looking good and normal. Okay, it's all about our heading actually. This is about heading desktop, and I think that yes, it is very simple, but I think that it's a good we have learned some good stuff. And if you want to actually create more complex heading which has slides, you welcome, go ahead and do it, but I do not recommend that. Okay, let's design next section. Next section is, as you can see, is this introduction actually, welcome message or introduction message here. There's subheading, heading, and text. Let's see what we have here. We have here a section. We have a one widget, which is, yes, it's heading, and this one is image box. Why did I choose image box? Well, I needed a heading and text. I don't need a picture here, okay, or any image. The idea is that Elementor has many widgets, okay. For example, I could, okay, put this one heading for this, one heading for this, and one heading for this text, okay. So it will be 3 widgets, right? But I really suggest you to minimize the number of widgets you use for the sake of web page performance and SEO and ranking and page speed actually. So how do we minimize the actually the number of widgets? It's easy. We can use for example, as I said, I need a heading, then I need some text. So the best way is to use a box, image box or icon box. As you can see, for example, let me show you here. This image box has, oh, it's image, sorry. I mean image box. This one. This image box widget, let me delete this one. Again, image box. Okay, just want to show you. This image box has an image on top, has a heading and text, and many styles that you can actually change the styles to what you like. So it's better to use this widget, because if I use this widget totally, I'm going to use actually 2 widgets. But if I want to use different widgets, for example, for each one widget, it's going to be 3 widgets. Well, 2 widgets is better than 3, right? And how do you actually delete this picture, image holder or image? Just come and remove it. That's it. It's gone. Okay. Now let's see actually how to design this section in our page. Okay. We make a vertical direction section because we need 2 widgets over each other. And how many widgets do we need? 1, 2, as we said, right? 1, 2. So we need 1 heading, or you can use text editor as well, not heading, not necessarily. What is a text? Welcome to the oceans. This is the text. I just copy paste the text so we save the time. Then this is image box, as I showed you. I go to widget, image box. I just drag it and drop below the heading widget. That's it. Here we go. First thing, I delete this one. Then as you can see, I have a heading and I have the text. I just quickly copy paste the heading and text, and here paste. Okay, as you can see here, let me show the styles to you. Okay, I use for heading H2. I use one H1 in my heading, and each page can have only one H1, not two. We don't have a page with two H1. It's not a good idea. It's a very bad idea actually. So each page has only one H1, but the others can actually repeat, actually happen multiple times. And this one is H2. My setting for H2 is, let me show you. Again, Noto 4.4 is 4.4. It is RAM. Okay, it's just Elementor shows here as a pixel. It is RAM. Weight is 600 pixel, and again it's 5.28. This one is RAM. As you can see, the RAM is, I don't know why it shows pixel. Anyway, it's not important. 1.28 RAM or 52.8 pixel, based on the formula that we talked about it. Okay, multiply by 120, or a number between 115 to 150. Okay, so this is what I chose. And for color, again, for sake of consistency, or I use, from now on, I use body text color. I use this color as a text color for body. Okay, this color. Why I use this color? It's easy, because it's not pure black. Okay, as we mentioned before, please do not use pure black for text. It's a very good idea not to use pure black, because it's really actually hurting some people's eyes, and it's not a good practice. Use anything, or you can use different shades of gray instead of black, but not black. And for description, I use the body text. What is the body text? I came to the decision that 1.6, all of these are RAM. I actually don't know why it shows pixel. Maybe I need to just refresh it. But anyway, this is RAM. Okay, 1.6 RAM is the font size, and I came to the decision that 1.6 is a great font size for Noto Sans. Maybe you have another website and another font family, and you choose, for example, 1.8, but I chose 1.6 and 400 for weight. And again, based on our our formula, and this one is 150, as much as I remember, 150% of 16 pixel. So 2.4 rem is line height, and the color, again, the color I showed you. So from now on, I'm going to use this body text color on white background. This body text for body text and for headings. Okay, so this is how we came with this design. Let's now just this subheading. Look at this subheading. This subheading, actually, this is not H2. Just put it anything else, like paragraph, like a span. Or no, paragraph is the best idea, because span is inline actually tag in HTML. So P is, always put it to P for the text that are not actually headings. So, and come here, the text is, of course, do you remember our CTA, call to action color? This is 10% darker. As now you can see that I'm just playing with the different shades of our colors. I do not use different colors. I'm just using different shades and tints of our call to action color or text colors. Okay, this is the best practice because it gives a very smoothing and relaxing actually feeling to the reader, to the visitor of your website. Okay, the other setting I didn't touch, of course, let me show you. Yes, and I made another style which is exactly same as body text, but it's bolder, just for titles or subtitles. Just it's 600 bolder and uppercase. Okay, 600 and uppercase, so it looks something special, something more beautiful, appealing. Okay, so now you know that those settings, and of course I put 1.5 rem or 16 pixel margin below, because just see what happens when we remove this one. Okay, it's okay actually. Well, now I can see that it's okay here, but later I show you why I put 1 rem below bottom, but now it's okay. Just put it 0. Okay, and should be or default. Just let me copy the styles, come here and paste the style. Wow, okay, great. And one more thing for the sections, and yes, before that, let's copy this style as well. Come here, paste the style. Let me show you something before. This is not supposed to be like this. Let's go back. Sorry, and it's very important, because it's very important. I really want you to know this one. Let me align this to the right, but as you can see, the text stretches from the left to the right of the screen, all over the screen, but here is not the same. Elementor, as we already mentioned, let us to specify the width of a widget in Advanced tab. Go to Advanced tab, and width is here, and I believe it's 70 or 80%. Okay, it's actually 80%. Do you see? Exactly same. Let's just copy paste the style which we already talked about it. Okay, and now let's have a look at spacing, one of the most important part of web designing. How much space should be between the actually sections? Okay, I start with, I put 9.6 rem below and on top of the section. Okay, so each section is related to one topic, right? So I put 9.6 rem or 96 pixel on top and bottom, but you can see that this bottom is 4.4. Why? There is a reason, because I want this section, welcome section, and this section with icons seems that they are actually belong to each other. So I choose less space between them. Let's see what happens if I put 9.6 here and 9.6 here. You see, if I put 9.6 or 96 pixel, it seems now that they are different topics. I don't want that. I want this section and this section to be considered as one topic actually. So I come here to the second section, just put it to 0, and the upper one 4.4. And again, these numbers 9.6 and 4.4 and all these numbers are not what I invented. They are based on the design system, the most recent design system, which we already talked about that. So just again, I didn't invent these numbers. Okay, and okay, now that we know the setting, just copy and paste here, paste a style, and don't forget to put the width to rem. Okay, again, I don't know really why it shows pixel, but it is RAM, don't worry, just need refresh my page. Okay, 114 RAM, which is 1100 for and how much is pixel? 1114. Okay, and now the second part, these icons and these little text below these icons. Well, we have already talked about iconography in web pages, and we know how important they are, how they can impact SEO, even they can impact user experience, and how they can make your website look more professional. We already know that. So try to use icons, but don't forget to be consistent. As we have already talked about it, consistency is very important in web designing. So let's see what this icon is. Okay, again, I make a section here. As you can see, I make a horizontal section. I will tell you why horizontal now. This one, great. Let's do the spacing. As we have already know, padding. Well, by the way, I make the spacing, I apply the spacing between section by setting padding, not margin. Because when we set padding, just imagine that I want to color this whole section, to choose a color. Okay, like let's say this, for example, to choose a color. Okay, and as you can see, the whole section will be colorful. But if I choose margin for the section, the margin area will not be colorful, right? That's why we always use padding for spacing. It's the best idea, it's the best practice. So let's quickly put 9.6 RAM for below. Great. Okay, now let's see what are these widgets. These are actually image boxes. Okay, you can use icon box. You can use icon box, but icon box requires you to choose SVG. And honestly, I didn't have the SVG of these icons. They are PNG. So I choose image box, and there is no difference. It's okay. It's completely okay to use image box for this purpose. The whole point is that you use image box widget instead of one picture for icon, one heading widget for heading, and one text editor for text. No, it's not a good idea. Just let's say that now how many widgets I have here now? 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I wanted to choose to put different widgets for each of them would be 1, 2, 3 widgets, and totally 4 parts, 12 widgets. That's a lot. Now by choosing image box, we just have 4 beautiful widgets. Okay, let's put widget box here. Image box, image box. Okay, I want 4 of them. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Okay, because I want 4 of them. Let's choose the icons first, and when choosing icons, don't forget please the consistency. The icons should be consistent, and even the icons should have text like okay, just don't forget to put this. I just pause this video and put all these texts here, then I come back. Just give me a second please. Okay, for the first one was actually this one, the fins. Okay, second one was the mask. Third one was, I believe, yes, the tank. and the last one was swimming, right? Okay, again, I'm gonna copy and paste these text here, so just save your time. Okay, I copied and paste the texts, and as you can see now, I have all the text here. Now let's see, but here is different, right? Let's see the styles. The styles, again, the image is 22%. I put 22, just 22% of the images, as you can see, are very larger. So I come here, default is 30, I put 22%. You can change based on your needs, but I choose 22 pixels. And as you can see, come to style, images 20 is all for image. We don't need any CSS filter. Content, again, body text for content, but color, body text color for content. Description as well, body text color. Typography, again, bold title, and here again body text. As you can see, this is all the typography. And don't forget, of course, don't forget to align to the left. Okay, we can see align to the left. It is very important. As I said, aligning the elements, the text to the left looks very professional. You know, let's apply this these actually styles first. Paste. Okay, you can see, just let's talk about the alignment first. Just imagine that I would align center. As you can see, just compare these two, center aligned, and these two left side aligned. Which one is more natural, more beautiful, and more professional? I would say the left aligned elements. So don't forget to put to consider this principle. Makes your website more professional. And to justify the alignment in the section, click on section, and as you can see, this is justified vertically to align and start. We can change, of course, and you can see there is a very minor difference when we change these styles. And always put it to the start. I mean, for this design, for this look, if you want to achieve this look, we should put to, sorry, let it start. Come here, container, not center, start. You can see when I just align it to the center, you can see the differences, but I want top of them align in one line. So put to the start, and it's look better now. Okay, it's also a good idea just, you know, just to have a very consistent design. It's a good idea to assign the widths of the element, the widget. Okay, so just click on the widget, go to advanced, and just specify the widths. It's we have 4 elements, and each of them is 25%. So 4 times 25 is 100, right? So 25 this, 25, 25, 25. You know, it's a good practice actually to do it when you're using Flexbox. Okay, and as you can see, the direction we can change or whatever. Okay, good. Now we have actually finished the introduction section, and I believe that it's really nice. And as you can see, the elements are aligned to the left side. Just one more time, let me show you, please, because it's very important for your design. Just let's say that, okay, I align to the center. Do you see it's kind of messy, right? It doesn't look professional. So don't forget this principle, just align to the left. That's it. Thank you very much for your patience, as for listening to me. And now we are going to design the next section. Okay, now it's turn to design the next section. Next section is actually call to action sections, right? We want to put these two products here, which the first one is selling dive courses and the second one is just fun dive trip. Anyway, these two products, okay, we have these two products. Again, how many widgets we have here? Let's see. One, the subheading, the heading, and the call to action widget. And this widget is actually very interesting and very nice to use for call to action sections of your website. Just if you want to know, if you want to see exactly what it is, you can see this call to action widget. Now we are going to dig it a little bit deeply, so let's see the settings and other stuff. Okay, again, let's make this section first. Let's come here, create a section, of course vertical, because we got two widget on top of each other. Let's add two heading, actually one heading on duplicate. The first heading should be not H2P, means paragraph, become a diver. I just copy paste here, and the second one is at the heading and is H2. Actually, this section is exactly same as this section. So the settings, this one is H2, as you can see is H2, exactly same, 4.4, 600 weight, 5.28 rem of line height, and the color exactly same. So I'm not going to actually waste your time on this because we have done this before. So I quickly copy and paste the styles here so we can save time, right? The thing that I wanted to show you is that these sections, these heading and subheading stuff, they are same all over the web page, and they should be consistent. They should look consistent actually. But as you can see, there is a gap between these two sections. Let's see what it is. Come to this section, and again, don't forget to put 9.6 top and bottom, 9.6 on the section, on the parent section, right? This is the only setting this section has, and of course 114 rem for the widths. I just again paste it here, paste the style here. Don't forget to put actually that space, the gap between these two widgets to 0. Just let's see what happens when I add gaps. Do you see? And they go further and it doesn't look nice because they are exactly in the same group. As you can see, it's exactly same. We are fine. Now let's go to next section. Next section is call to action, and I want direction. Doesn't really matter here because there's only one section, one widget. I go to call to action widget and just drag and drop it here. Okay, call to action widget is this. Let's have a see the call to action settings. Okay, as you can see, my call to action setting is the skin is classic. I didn't change it. Of course, you can change it to cover. It will be like this and needs another setting, but for our purpose I use classic. And I want height 65% of viewport height. It means that this one is now 65% of the viewport. Okay, and padding of the text, of this text, and the button is 9.6 RAM on the left. I want it to appear kind of in middle of this section. And for image, I want the width of image will be 60%. Why? Because we have little, text here. We don't have too much text, and here is very minimal and clean. So it's a good idea to let the picture occupy a little bit more space. And the content, let's look at the content. The content, the title, I customize the title as 2.4 RAM and 600 of weight, and I save it as CTA title. And the space between title and this line of text is 8 pixel or 0.8 RAM. And the space between description and button is 3.3. Because they are a little bit, you should put a little bit of space between them, or even maybe 32 is fine. 32 is more standard, right? 32 pixels. And for color, the background color is white. The title is bold, and description is again this one. The button color is again our color. We said that we choose this text color, body color for everything else from now on. Yes, I'm sorry. That was for heading, actually, bold and headings. So come here, we choose this one, body text color, and again, body text color. Looks nice, good. And for hover, as you can see, I don't know why it doesn't show here. Okay, so for button color, yes, button color I want with this color. And now come to the button section, and for hover, bold and setting, no, let's change to our body text color, because we made a convention, right? We should use this color. It's okay, always mistakes happen. And for the hover color, I choose this CTA of ours. Looks good, of course. Well, as you can see, when I hover, that body text is not very good for the hover text. I mean, for the color of the text. So I change to bold and setting. Let's see. No, sorry, not border. It means we can change border as well. Let's change border and text color to, you see, looks better because it's now more visible. And by the way, click here is not a good call to action actually text. We can say like book now or book today. It's more actually professional. It's more natural to, as we already talked about the buttons. The buttons should show the actions they are doing. Now, what do we want to do? We want it to actually book something, right? Or we want to learn more, or we want to, whatever your intention is, the text should show that intention. Okay, that's it. This is just our simple call to action section. And now that you know all the rules, just let's check what is, because when you hover over the section, as you can see, there is a overlay, and this overlay is again our call to action color. Let's check it. Let's go to the style, go to hover effect, go to hover, and as you can see, I set the call to action color with this transparency or opacity, and it looks like this. It looks like more natural because of our call to action button color. Sorry. Now I go ahead and copy the style and just let's see what happens. Paste. Okay, let's choose our image. Let's go here, choose our image, which is, let's see, this one. Again, learn diving with us. Okay, and there we go, we have it here. And but you can see a little problem here. This one stretches all over the width of the screen, but this one is not. The reason is that just go to the section setting, click on section. Do you see the direction is horizontal, right? But then the horizontal is not by default is not actually, it doesn't give us that look. We should make it to vertical, and now it stretches all over because the default setting for vertical is a stretch. Okay, and for horizontal is a stretch as well, but as you can see horizontal, let's just duplicate and see what happens. Do you see the horizontal and vertical, the difference? Look at the when we do it vertical. Okay, to stretch over I mean the whole. Okay, now we have exactly same widget as here, right? I mean, except the style yet. Let's put the styles, I don't know. Okay, now we have already made this section, and for the second section is exactly same. The only difference is the text, and this button takes you somewhere else, I mean in real life. So I'm not going to waste your time actually to look how I designed the second section, because it's exactly the copy and you just need to change the text. And after that we are going to design this pricing table. Let's go. But one more thing I remember and forgot to tell you. But one more thing that I forgot to tell you, as you see in the second widget, I changed the direction, right? You see in the second widget, let's change it here now. Just need to refresh my page that way. Okay, the widget is now, the direction is right. You see when I, there is a different direction exactly opposite of this first widget. But by default, if we don't set the padding, do you see what happens? Do you see this text? And I want this text be aligned exactly on the left, be aligned with this text, with this title and heading and subtitle. So what I do, I just put the padding to 0. You see now it's aligned, it's completely aligned. Okay, now let's go for next section. Okay, now it's time to design our pricing section. As you can see, again we have this repeating section, which is title and subtitle. I just copy paste it to our index page because you already know how to do it. And the second one, it's a section, and the setting, just let's have a look at the setting. It's horizontal, of course, because I want two children of the section actually sit next to each other, right? and for justification, to justify content, it's going to set it to start. There is no space between them because I put it already here to 0. And center, they put them together in the center, and space between is just divides the space and specify the remaining space between the elements, the children. But we want space around, it's space around looks more beautiful, as you can see, right? Okay, now let's see how to actually make these tables, right? Let's create a section. I create only section with only one actually section, not 2 or 3 or whatever, and horizontal, of course. Then I drag price table widget here. Okay, and let's just see what we have here. We have all these settings that we are going to make now. Okay, before that, as you can see, I set the width of this price table widget to 35% of the container. Okay, so you go to the advanced setting of price table and just put it to 35%. Like here, I go here, I put to custom 35. Okay, and as you can see, for this section is actually horizontal, and space around is my setting. Okay, and as you can see, we need only spacing below this because this section is related to these title, so I don't want them to be more far from each other. They need to be close to each other and will be seen in one actually glance. So I put just in the bottom of that, I put to 9.6 or 9.6. Oops, 0. We don't need 0 here. As you can see, it is already applied here. Okay, for the table setting, let's look at the table setting. Let's look at actually to the text. You can of course put this title here, whatever title you want, whatever that is the title of your pricing table, and then description below, and then the tag, let's put it for now to, well, actually we can already set it to H4, okay, because we have H3 and we have H1, we have H2, we have H3. Let me see, yes, and now let's put on this one to H4. Okay, and let's go to pricing. You can put your price, you can choose different currency here, and price and currency format. You can use default. I always use default. If there is a sell, you can even toggle it on if there is a sell price. If not, it's okay. And then next one, features. Add your features. And for icon, for icon, I have uploaded my own SVG because the checked icons of the Elementor, I mean the local Elementor font awesome icons, are not actually my cup of tea. I'm not a fan because they are too thick and I don't like. Let's just try here. Let's come here and choose from for example, let's type here check. Do you see, this is my icon that I uploaded here from Google Font. I download these icons from Google Font and just upload it to my Elementor here, to my WordPress. And do you see the difference between this and this? And the icon that I have downloaded from Google Font looks more, clean actually. And that's why I'm not a fan of this Elementor local icon. I close it. Okay. Footer, I have book today as the text and link, which we don't have it yet. And 24 hours in advance notice. Ribbon, the first one doesn't have any ribbon. The second one has ribbon. You can turn it, toggle it on or off. But let's go to a style, the most important one. The style, the background color, I want it to be white. And there is no padding actually. The title, again, our body text color. Typography, I made a bold title, as you remember, the bold one. And I use that bold title for the table as well. Subtitle, as you can see, I used a planned subtitle. It's 1.6, it's 500. And yes, just 1.6 RAM or 16 pixel and 500 weight. For pricing, again, the background set to white. You can change whatever color you are, but based on your design and your actually call to action color, your color palette actually. Padding, we'll leave it as it is. And for the price, I made the price a little bit bold, like 700 bold, 62 point RAM or 62 pixel, and no other thing, right? And the currency symbol, we don't have any setting for that. And size, I leave it as it is. And fractional, we don't have features. Features, again, background color is like, these features. The background color is white again. And there's no padding. Color of the features, again, the body text color, and there's no width. And divider, of course, I put divider. It's more, actually looks more professional and clean. And I use the light gray, this color, for divider. It should be very light actually. Don't use very sharp colors for dividers. And this is my preference actually. And weight of is 2 pixels is enough. Gap between them, you can see we can increase the gap between the items, these features, or decrease it. Footer, book today. And this button has exactly the same styles of our other buttons, like this or this one. Exactly same style. Always stay consistent. Okay, consistency is the key. So they all look like each other. And as you can see, there is a very nice actually and clean border around this. To do this, just click on the widget, go to advanced, come here to the border and solid, 1 pixel and CTA color. And for border radius, 10 pixel of border radius looks very nice actually. Looks nice. And I experienced I tried different ones, different radius, like 15, 20. They don't look like very, modern. But this 10 is actually it looks very modern. So I suggest you use 10 pixel. As you can see, these all setting for our price table. Now, again, now that you know how we made it, I copy the style and paste here. We only need to remove this one. Sorry, just right. Click here, come to ribbon and remove ribbon. Okay, and change the texts. And for the second one, as you can see, for the second one, everything is exactly same except the background color, because this one is the most popular package. I want it to be prominent. I want it to be actually highlighted. So I use background color exactly same CTA. It's a shade or tint of a CTA I'm using. Our CTA color I'm using all over this website. Okay, let's see how to do it. Okay, just go to style and change the background color of header to this color, CTA 90. I call it CTA 90 because it's like CTA 90% light, based on the website which I showed you, tint and shades. So this is CTA color 90, and you need to just change the background color of all elements here, like pricing, like features and footer. But the ribbon is CTA color. You can make it even darker if you want. For example, you can use the hover one if you want, right? It looks actually, well, let it be here, let it be this one, the another shade of CTA color. Looks better. Okay, just leave it as it is. This is all the settings regarding our price table, and I really think that they look nice, and yeah, it looks nice. And of course it's very minimalistic. There is no picture image included, but we want a functional website. We want people come to visit our website and purchase something or use our service or whatever, view our video. So we want to make it as functional as possible and simplistic. Okay, it's all I wanted to tell you about this section of pricing table. Now let's go to the next section, which is testimonials. Okay, now the testimonials section. Actually, this section is a little bit more complex than other sections. As you can see, we have a parent section, then we have two child section, then inside this one we have one other section which is child, and another widgets, which again are the sections children, right? So now it's a little bit complex, but don't worry, we are going to actually explain how it is happening. And I wanted, the reason that I made this subsection is that I want this testimonial and what our customers say be inside the section, not outside. That's why we need to actually make a little bit more complex but easy, don't worry, but easy section. Don't worry, let's do that. So we need to make a section which has two children actually, and first of all let's put the padding on top and bottom, 9.6, our favorite number. Okay, and as you can see, the color is, again, I believe it's, yes, CTA 90. So let's change the color to CTA 90. And before anything else, the first thing we are going to do is just leave this space, the gap actually, between the children, 20 pixels. Okay, just leave it, because the 20 pixel is the default gap of Elementor. So just leave it because it's fine. 20 pixel gap between this section and this section, which is here, is fine. And now let's actually create the easier one, which is a gallery. This one is a gallery widget. So come here, go to your gallery, pull it here, and as you can see, how many? 1 2 3 4 5, I have 12 picture here. Okay, so I go ahead and I add my pictures, and let's just quickly add some one. Okay, just quickly, of course I know that I should put all, did you see all the alt and descriptions? This is just for showing you, and I'm sure that you are going to do that by yourself. So insert the pictures, 12 pictures, but let's see the settings. The settings of this gallery, as you can see, the let's go to the setting. It's a single gallery, of course, 12 images here. Order default, grid is layout is grid, and I prefer maybe grid for here is the best option, because I experienced different layout and I came up with this grid. Okay, and I want 3 pictures I want 3 columns, sorry, 3 columns. You can make it, but you will change the design and it will be empty here, and this is not nice. So make it 3, sorry, 3, and space between them is 10 between pictures, and aspect ratio 1 over 1, and link just make it none. We don't want to go to any media or whatever. And for overlay, just leave it as it is. And just for images, come here. I didn't change anything actually here. I just changed the overlay. Okay, go to the overlay tab, and I put this overlay. You can play with this, and you can just make the overlay more actually darker or lighter, but it is the same color as the call to action. It's actually call to action color, but different opacity. And for content, there is no actually content because we turned it off. And one more thing, you can see that when I hover over the image, it will zoom in. And for this, you go to image, go to, of course, your widget, then go to image, style image, and hover animation, zoom in. Okay, zoom out, you can see the zoom out is like this. You can play around with these different animations, but zoom in is why I choose zoom in, because actually my call to action animation is zoom in as well. So according to be consistent actually principle, I'd rather choose this zoom in because I want to be consistent. And again, the hover actually overlay is exactly same hover color of this call to action. Okay, it's all these settings, and just leave the animation for 800 milliseconds. It's fine, it's very nice. By default it's 800 and it's very nice actually. Content I didn't have changed because we don't have content here. So this is all about the image, and it's very easy. It's just for, again, to save time, I copy and paste the styles. It doesn't actually copy all the styles, so we need to change some other things like columns, like 1 to 1. You can see it's changed. Okay, this is the first part, this is the first section. And again, go to style, image, zoom in. Okay, this is the first part, and it was easy, right? But the second part, let's see how I made this second part. Okay, for second part, as you can see here, we have a subsection here. We have one subsection. It's okay. We can make it. It's easy. Just click on your section and go to elements and drag the container. Drag one container here. And the direction of this is row. There is a reason why I made it a row. Okay, let's just before change the direction, let's do this this section first, then I will show you why we need row here. Again, this is a very this widget is repetitive, and I just copy paste here because you already know how to make this one. You just need to change the text, right? Okay, but as you can see, there is a gap here. But let's see here, this subsection, the gap is 0, right? And the direction is vertical and the gap is 0. Why direction is vertical? It's easy, because if I make it horizontal, it look like this, but vertical is what we want and 0 is what we want, right? Exactly same. Okay, now about these widgets, again, I don't put one picture, then title, then I use a widget, right? It's much easier and more performant. What widget I use here is review widget. Okay, just go ahead and bring review widget here, reviews. Okay, just drag it here below this section, not inside this section. We want this widget inside the main section, not this subsection. Okay, because this subsection itself is the child of this section, and our reviews are also the children or the main section. Okay, and we don't need other well, one more thing about, actually one important thing about these testimonials, as you can see here, we can make it like different testimonials and a slide to next one. It saves space, but I don't really prefer this way. I prefer, because visitors are not going to, it's unlikely that they scroll. Okay, so they will not see some of the most important testimonials, and it is very important, trust me, based on experience. I'm speaking out of experience. Testimonials help people to buy from you your service or use your service. Testimonials are very important, so we make fixed testimonials, no slides, just fixed one they come and read, to make them more prominent, to actually guide their visitors to read them without scrolling, without sliding. That's the most important aspect of this strategy, because I want them to read the most important testimonials. I want them to read all of them. I don't want them to read only one or next slide and then they leave it. And trust me, most of the visitors do not even go to the second slide. So it's important to make it fixed. This is my opinion. Maybe you can, or based on your design, based on your website content, the slide is fine. It's up to you, but I want them to read all the testimonials here. So let's have a look at the styles. I come to the widget, I go to content, item. You can put the name here, you can title, and you can use even icon for Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram. It's the actually it can be the Twitter of the person, and you can even link it to its to her profile in Twitter. But I don't need this one. We don't need this one, this design. And you can put your description here, the actually review here, and everything else I left it just as they are. And the second one is important, the style. This slide between is also not important because we don't have a slide. Just background color is important. You put it again to CTA color 90, this color. It is important, right? Because I want same color as the background itself. Of course, you can make it any color and take the opacity to 0, but it doesn't hurt if you just set this background. Border width, I don't want any border, 0. You can put border, but I don't want border, 0. And radius, don't have border, why I need radius. Text, again, same body text color. Typography, customer names for the name. It's 1.4. Everything is same, and 600 bold, but it's 1.4 RAM or 14 pixel for the name, I mean. And the title color is, do you remember the body text, our body text, right? This one. This color for the, let me see again, body text color 30 for the title. I don't want it to be too dark, so I set it to 30% light, add 30% light to our body text color, and I chose this color for our text based on the again our principle about shades and tints. And typography is copyright text, because it's okay to be it's okay for it to be very little. Typography was 1.2 RAM title. And review, but review I want, of course, be body text. Review is a body text, and okay, review is a body text. And we come here, we don't have icon here. Image is the size of the image. I came up with this number. It's actually good, 6 RAM, 6 RAM or 60 pixel for the size of the image. You can change it to based on your preference, but I think that 6 RAM is good. And that's it. Radius, of course, you can play with radius. You can see this is radius, and the default is circle, or you can play around. 100 is completely circle. You can play around with this one. Anyway, we put it to default one. And this is all about this widget, the style of this widget. Let's just copy paste this style and give it to you. This one. Okay. Let me delete this one. Just want to show you okay. This is our first actually widget. Okay. Or before that, because I copied all the styles, let me delete one style. I want to show you, but I don't want you to see now. Okay, this is based on our style, and let's duplicate it. Yes, because we have 4 people here. Let's duplicate it. But you see, the problem is that they sit beside each other, but here they are like stacking over each other. So let's change the direction. No good, right? Actually, we changed the direction of the main one. Sorry. Let's change the. Yes, let's change the direction. Yes, they sit beside, but everything is sitting beside. We don't want this. No. So how can we actually achieve this design? Well, the secret is actually here. Click on the widget. Click on go to advanced, and I give 45% width to the widgets. So come here, go to customs, 45, you see, and this one again, come to custom, 45. But as you can see again, they are not sitting beside each other. What is the problem? Okay, so as you can see, when we change the direction, because we want them to sit beside each other, and so as you can see, when we change the direction, it actually it becomes like this. So what we need to do to achieve this design, we need to come here and click on wrap. Okay, when we click on wrap, when there is no enough space in the section, they will wrap to the next line. Okay, this one is by default 100%, right? So it will cover all the widths of this section, but this one is only 45 pixel and 45 pixel, 90 pixel, and then there is no space wrapped to the next one, to the next line. Actually, let's duplicate and duplicate. As you can see, now we have exactly the same actually design, and the secret was wrap. I hope that you understood what wrap is. Wrap means that if there is no if there is no space, there is not enough space here, just wrap it to the next line. Exactly, if you have worked with Word, Microsoft Word, you know what wrap is, right? Exactly, same thing. I say that okay, there is no one widget is 45% and the second one is 45%, but we don't have the space for the third one, so wrap it to the next line. That's it. It's the whole secret. So I hope that it was actually helpful. The tips that you got helps you to make better designs, even better than mine. Now let's go to the next section, which is, I believe, yes, this recognize, which is easy, and this contact us. Okay, this section is actually very easy. As you can see, the setting for this section is 90, again 9.6 RAM for space. So we create one actually vertical because we want the items stack over each other. Then we come here, RAM 9.6. Oops, I forgot to. Okay, 9.6 here, 9.6 button. And this text is actually exactly same as these subtitles, exactly same. So you just can copy from subtitles that you already have and paste it here because they are exactly the same. And this one is a basic gallery. It's actually a gallery, a widget. So let's bring this gallery into the game, drag it below this widget. Now we have the gallery and we have three pictures, these three pictures. Let us add them. Oh yes, I have it here, sorry. Okay, I need these three. Come here. Okay, now let's have a look at the setting. I want the image size be full, whatever it is, and column 3 link none, order default full. You can see when I put to full, it will show the whole image, and then 3. Of course, as you can see, this one is different, so I need another one. I need another picture. The picture was this, I believe. Yes, this one. No, we don't need this one. Okay, and as you can see, let's just drag it here. And mermaid is between them. Okay, and default the link I want none. And let's have a look at the styles. I want 54 between these items. Actually, let's say 54. This number, I came up with this number, and I think it's, and border type, I don't want any border, and caption, we don't have any caption. We just hide the caption. We don't need caption because it's not a kind of picture, it's just a logo. So yes, it's very easy. Just you can play around with this basic gallery. It's the basic gallery one, not the gallery itself. So it's actually the free widget I mean not free, but in Elementor free, you can see this widget. It's very actually easy to make it. Now let's go to design our contact us. Okay, as you can see, this let's just preview this one, this page. Okay, as you can see, this contact us section, you can see that it stretches from left to the right, and you can see the shadow, very mild shadow, and these okay, now let's have a look at this contact us section. As you can see, there is a very mild shadow around this contact us section, and there is a radius, border radius, around all four actually corner of this section. There's a picture on the right and contact us form on the left. So let's see how to come up with this design. Actually, it's again a little bit more complex than other sections. The reason is because this section, as I said, there is this one has two sections, section 1 and these two sections, but how we apply these shadow around these two sections proportionally, you know, the shadow is like this is one section, but actually these are two sections, not one section. Well, how to achieve this design? Let's do it. As you can see, this one has two sections. So this section, open a section, and inside this section we need another section. So go to widgets, take this container here, we need another container, and now inside this container we need two sections. Okay, two sections which are this one, form and picture. So again, inside this section, okay, this is one. Let's just apply the padding so we can. Bottom is 9.6, and for now I give it a background color just to clarify what I am talking about. Is this good one? Yes, I think it's good one. Or let's use this one, this background color. So this section, and inside this section I have one subsections, and again I want to add two other sections here. container 1 and duplicate this one and go to the main section again, sub main section, change it to horizontal, yes, to row. That's it. Now we have one main section, which is this one, and one section inside the main section that we are going to apply actually a shadow over this section and radius over this section, and we are going to put our form inside the left section and the picture in the right section. Let's go. Before that, I would like to explain all these settings here, and then we go and apply these shadows and other things. Okay, the setting for this is the heading, and it's heading. The style is for heading 2, the style, not the tag. The tag can be actually a paragraph, okay, because we had already heading 3 and we cannot have heading 2 after heading 3. So yes, the color is actually, do you remember we set a very dark shade, the very dark shade of our call to action color? I choose this color for the color of this title, because this heading, because the background is green. The background, as you can see, is this color, the call to action color, and it's the best idea to choose a shade of its own color. The background is not white, it's the call to action color. So I choose this one, mobile nav text, we use in mobile, and the second one, the actually text editor, is again that color, and for text is body text. Nice. For font, for the form, we just drag and drop a form and we give it a name, email, and message. Name should be 50%, and don't forget, I always put label and placeholder, always, okay? And even it's the best idea to like type a name here so people will understand exactly what we want here at example.com. okay, this placeholder, it's better to show exactly what we want. Or for message, just leave it a message here is okay, but always try to have the label and placeholder because it's more accessible for screen readers, and it has a positive impact on your SEO. We have only these three field, actually, one for name, and change it to 50% width. Email, change it to 50%, and message 100%, but 10 rows. You can decrease, increase rows, but 10 rows. I want 10 rows here. And let's go to, well, before that, we can actually specify here if they are required or not. Of course, name is always required, email is always required, and message is always required, right? Because what's the usage of empty actually field, message field? There is no usage. This is not a actually this is a contact form, so we need message. And sometimes people do not realize that they are not typing. It happens many times, so when they send, they will have an error message. Okay, now come to style. Column gaps, I chose 24 pixels between columns and 32 pixels between the rows. Label spacing, I chose 60 pixel, spacing between labels. And text color is body text color, but now I'm going to change it to mobile nav text color. Yes, we said that one is better, right? Okay, HTML field, just leave it as it is. And well, sorry, this one, leave it as it is. And the field again, the field means this John Doe and email color. Sorry, you can change to any color, but I chose this color. It's again another shade of our text, body text color. It's a different shade of it, and I just use tints and shades, right? I do not use different colors. We have maximum on this web page, we have 3 main colors. There is no other color, okay? And I use this color for field, and the background is white, border is 0, and I want the radius 8. Well, actually you can make it 10, but because it is like the contact form, 8 is okay for that. For the button, I want the background be white, and text color, let's just change to this nav color. Let's see. Yeah, actually you can change this nav color, but for the hover, sorry, it doesn't, yes, it's border color. For hover, you see, I want this hover, so come to hover color, which we have already set here, hover color. Text color, it says bold and heading. Yes, let it be bold and heading, okay? And because it's more prominent now, I can see it. And for radius, again, it's exactly same settings of all our buttons and other buttons. This button, this call to action button, let me close this one, and these buttons, exactly same setting. And as you can see, it's longer because it contains more text. Let me just deduct one text. You see, if we, you see, changes. So it has more text and it changes based on the text. And alignment, I don't want center, I don't want justified, no, I want just on the left. It's more beautiful like that. Okay, and this is the style of button and the message. Success message, I highly recommend you to change these messages to white, if it is success message, let it be bold, because the default is actually green and I believe, yes, green and red. So let's just be this one, let's let it be default, but success message, I want it to be this one, bold and headings. Okay, it's all about these settings. Now let's apply this setting to our main section. Okay, I brought them here. I just copy paste because we already know how to make them. Just let's see what is the color. The color is, yes, CTA color. Let's go here and change this one to our CTA color. Okay, now we have the CTA color, but there are of course more settings we have to do. So in this section I want 6.4 RAM padding. Sorry, for like 6.4 RAM. Oops, sorry, 6.4 RAM. Doesn't let me, it's okay. 356. Okay, for this section, I want it to be exactly same as this. So I put 6.4 rem padding here in the inner section. Okay, 6.4 padding, and I want it to actually occupy 60% of the container, right? 60%. Before that, let's go to this section, the main one, the outer one, and put 0 space between this section and this section. Now there is 0 pixel, it's actually 0 gap between these two sections. And the next one is, I want this section look more actually wider, the first section wider than the second section. But let's first add the picture here. Okay, let's add the picture here. Just click on the section, go to styles, choose your picture, which is this one, and as you can see, the picture is now here. Okay, now make it full, position, center, repeat, no repeat, and cover. But you can see there is like a padding around this, but we don't have padding around this picture, right? It's actually not difficult to change it. Just go to this parent section, not this or this parent, and go to advanced and make padding 0. You see, now we have exactly same. There is no padding around it. Okay, now you just need to make because as you can see here, this area, section 1, is wider than the actually this area, right? So just make this one 60%. As you can see, I just give 60% of width to this section. So this section is content. I want full width content, because if we make box, it just changed the setting. So full width of the content for this section, and 60% width. And I want this section occupy 75% of my screen. Of course, you can just ignore this setting because it doesn't change. Actually, it doesn't change that much, but you can set it if you want to specify on bigger screens how much of the screens to be occupied by Contact Us for. And this section, again, I click on this, I make the content width full width and width to 40%. Okay, so 40, 60, 100. But now you can see that here we have actually radius, right? Border radius. So let's apply border radius here. Okay, let's go to this section, style, border radius, for example, 10 pixel. Let's see what happens. Oops, nothing happens. Okay, because we need to do border radius on the parent section, on this one actually, right? The parent. So we go to the parent, we come to the border, we make 10, I believe it was 10, let's see. It is 10. Okay, now let's see. Now you see we have the border actually, but on one side. So that's why I said we need a container that contains these two sections, which is You see, let me show you exactly what we have here. We have a main section, which is this one. We have a container inside the main section, which is this one. You see what happens when I hide it? So now here we need actually border radius of 10, but the problem is that we cannot see the border radius on other side, and I know what the problem is. What do you think what the problem is? The problem is that we set the border radius for this section, right? Not for the picture. This section that contains picture covers with the picture, and the picture actually now covers the border. We have the border radius now, but it's behind this picture. How do we solve this problem? We go to the container, this main section that contains these two sections. We come to the setting and overflow hidden. Wow, you see? Now we have border around the picture as well. Nice. So now what about the shadow? Again, we need to apply shadow over we need to apply shadow around these main section, which has contact us form and picture. This subsection of the contact main section. Actually, we need to apply border shadow on this. How do we apply this? It's easy. We just select it. By the way, now we cannot select our main section because we hide the overflow. Now we cannot select, but it's okay. You can go to navigator. It's very easy. You can go to navigator, and that's why I always suggest people to name the layers in Elementor editor. So now you know this is the contact main section, for example. Do you see this is the whole contact section, and this is the container one. Let's call it child left, for example, right? And make it, sorry, it was not child left, it was subsection. It is subsection. The subsection that is going to actually hold our two children. The two children are, let's say, child 1 or child, let's call it contact form, and let's call this one, which is empty, of course, image, which is this image, but it's empty. That's why it shows empty. There is no widget here. There is a background image, but there is no widget. Okay, that's why it shows empty. Now to apply the shadow, we need to apply it to subsection here, and now from navigator we can actually access the subsection. And for shadow, just go to style and border shadow. I already chose this number. Shadow is black, always black, and this one is 2. I give it 2, and I think 48 for this one. You see, now we have a nice shadow around our actually whole section. Let's set this color to white again, and that's it. We have exactly same shadow, same style here, right? So that was a little bit complicated, but I think now that we have a very nice, clean actually style all over this section. The next section is going to be the responsive mode. We are going to set the responsive mode. So see you there.